Now, I want to travel back. In fact, we've all done this. We've traveled back in time to a parallel dimension. And we've gone back to the late 1980s and the early 1990s, and Iron Mike Tyson rules the roost. Have you been paying attention to these? I always get a kick out of the boxing game and some of the stories that have been popping up in recent days. And if you've not been following along, maybe you have not, let me give you the Mike Tyson story in a nutshell. So Tyson, wearing L.A. Clipper team gear, we love him. He's a man of the people's team. So Tyson sent out some sizzle reel videos on social media, and people saw this and were like, wow, this is great. And so he's been flirting with a comeback, some kind of boxing event on social media. This has been going on the last couple of weeks, and everyone and you name it has stepped out of the room and said, hey, what about me? What about me? Former heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield. He has said he is open to facing his rival, Mike Tyson, in a trilogy fight, but it would be for charity on the condition that Mike Tyson asked for the bout to be set up. So he's got to ask me I'm not going to ask him. He wants to ask me. Holyfield's position is, why not? Holyfield's getting up there in age also. Former MMA star Tito Ortiz says he has been approached to fight Mike Tyson, but wait, there's more. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship has offered Mike Tyson over $20 million to come out of retirement and compete in their organization, their fledgling operation. When it rains, it pours. Not only that, but a man who we fell in love with a few months back, Tyson Fury, he is also interested in a fight with Tyson, claims that he has been contacted. So everyone and their mother, again, fighting like cats and dogs to get waylaid by Iron Mike in some kind of exhibition-type boxing match. And so you are now Mike Tyson's career counselor. You are the senior advisor to Mike Tyson for this little exercise. We're going to discuss this. The question, Iron Mike has interest from A, Evander Holyfield, B, Tito Ortiz, C, something called Bare Knuckle Fighting for $20 million, and D, Tyson Fury. You make the call. Who should he fight? Who should he fight? A, B, C, D. The answer is actually E, none of the above. The answer is none of the above. The answer, I'm going to shock you, Conor McGregor. So, they can't do that. The weight difference. Now, I'm going to walk you through how this is going to work. Okay? You're a negative person, but I'm going to walk you through this. I'm Benny Brightside. So you've got the albacore tuna, rubbernecking, and the trifecta. And we will combine all of these things together. We're going to make spaghetti and meatballs. Just a wonderful meal. Just a wonderful meal. Now, first of all, Mike Tyson, he is apparently going to come back, come hell or high water at this particular point, but he is coming back for financial gain. From all indications, this is not just for charity. This is for financial satisfaction. And he's still trying to get back that money he lost that Don King embezzled from him years ago. And so this is not a return based on purely altruistic pursuits, at least from what we're hearing here. Now, sure, they'll have a charity aspect of any Mike Tyson event. I don't doubt that for public relations. But that's not what this is about, and charity starts at home. And if that is true, if I am right with what I'm hearing, then if I fight Evander Holyfield, well, Holyfield claims he wants this to be for charity. It doesn't really fit with the wants and desires of Mike Tyson. And then Tito Ortiz, fine career in MMA in the early days before that sport started taking off. To me, he's not a big enough name now. The age thing, there's a lot of factors to this, and there's a lot of variables, obviously. But Ortiz, I know he's got a cult following, but Tyson's looking for the most bang for his buck is what he would like. You need some of the pizzazz. You need the wow factor. And even though this is only going to be a couple of fights, most likely, Tyson obviously has a limited shelf life. You got to look at him like if you were in the grocery store, those little 5-ounce containers of albacore tuna. And they'll last a while, but eventually they're not going to last forever. When the tuna starts rotting, it doesn't eventually become good again. It gets worse and worse and more disgusting and smells and all that. As for Tyson Fury, you'd have Tyson versus Tyson in that particular matchup. Now, I'm not going to say that wouldn't be fun, because it would be fun. He's got the gift of gab. However, that doesn't seem like a good match to me. You're playing the match game. That doesn't seem like a good match to me. He's still an active boxer, and he's been in big fights and big fat hope and all that stuff and won, and that's great. Now, the second thing, the bare knuckle boxing outfit. When you hear $20 million, that sounds pretty good. That's music to everyone's ears. $20 million, it's nothing to sneeze at. That said, though, Mike Tyson, again, big ticket item. And that would be selling himself short. He can make more going somewhere else. And $20 million sounds like a lot, and it's not certainly not a minor league offer, although the bare knuckle boxing is not as mainstream. They are more of a JV type operation as they try to get their sea legs underneath them. But Tyson has the drawing card. And you have the drawing card, you can call your shot here. There is a reason that so many people are making offers, because they know how valuable Tyson is for several reasons. You've got celebrity worship syndrome. You also have morbid curiosity. You got the old dudes who are going to want to relive the glory days and when they were younger and watching Tyson fight. You've got the younger people who will wonder what all the hype is about Mike Tyson, and does he have anything left in the tank at age 53? So with all of those factors tied in, it's like we'll be rubbernecking, right? It's no different. Like Tyson was not only a boxer, the last couple of fights, he was just going through the motions. It's like watching Manny Machado hit a ball off the wall at the World Series and then not even run to first base. It was that kind of thing. And so that's a long time ago, 15 years ago we're talking about. And we've discussed this in a previous episode, but it's all about the fire in your belly. Do you have the fire in your belly? If Tyson is eager and motivated, and it certainly looks great in little sizzle videos on the internet, and if he puts the work ethic into it, then it would be a fun post-apocalyptic distraction. Now, the final thought. So I am now going to explain to you in detail why Conor McGregor is the perfect choice for Mike Tyson. Now, McGregor, this is a guy, despite having some setbacks in his UFC career at times, is oozing and overdosing with charisma, with swagger and confidence. And you cross over. Again, this is an exhibition. You cross over the MMA, a bankable personality in that sphere, right? The MMA in McGregor. And McGregor also has the same crazy pills on his pharmaceutical bill that Mike Tyson used during his career. And you look at the trifecta here. You've got brash, bold, and fearless. And I'm only talking about at a news conference. I'm not talking about like in the actual ring. And that would give you the most bang for your buck. That would pay dividends. It certainly did with the money team. Conor took a crash course on boxing. He was an amateur. He was a neophyte. And he laughed all the way to the bank. McGregor pocketed $85 million at least for that little sham fight they had a couple years back. Floyd Mayweather made at least $275 million in that event. Now, as far as the tail of the tape is concerned, in this hypothetical McGregor versus Tyson, that is an issue. I'm not going to say that's not an issue, but where there's a will, there's a way. You can make it work. Conor and Mike are about the same size. They're right around 5'10", 5'9", depending on how aggressively you measure them. So they're even in that department. Now, the weight is problematic, right? Conor McGregor, 145-pound guy. Tyson's 100 pounds heavier at 240 pounds roughly. But the way I look at this, if you set this thing up and you said 6-7 months from now, we're going to have this fight, Conor could put on 25 pounds. He could get to 170 or a little more than that, 175. And it's certainly plausible that Tyson can drop some weight and get down, say he loses 25 pounds, then the weight gap is not as outrageous if that were to happen. And the mismatch, I sound like Marcel in Brooklyn, but the mismatch is you take the lean, quick guy in Conor McGregor or the power-punching swarmer, the trained boxer from Customato back in the day, Mike Tyson.
Who gives a
Yeah, and Tyson versus McGregor would not generate Mayweather-type money because the only way that would happen is if ticket sales were allowed. And remember, that fight, McGregor-Mayweather, they pocketed $77 million just on the gate at the MGM Arena there. $77 million. So you're chopping that off right at the top. But the Maller projections on a hypothetical Tyson-McGregor fight, Tyson, $175 million, McGregor, $75. Am I on bath salts when I say that? $175 for Tyson, $75. Now, I'm basing that on a pay-per-view setup. I'm basing that on promotion. I'm basing that on McGregor being as engaging and as entertaining and all that charisma and swagger that he had the first fight that he took part in. And as far as the actual fight, McGregor's like a great, useful idiot because he's not a trained boxer. And Mayweather carried him, didn't even try the first 4 rounds of that fight, that sham fight. But enough people believe that McGregor could actually win a fight like this that you can hornswoggle the public yet again to opening up their wallet and paying for it. Now, I'll be right there at the first in line. I'm looking for stuff to talk about. I'm fascinated by Tyson. Plus, me and Tyson have something in common. We're both fans of the People's Team. L.A. Clippers. So we've got
these big artists.
Yeah, there's some of that with McGregor. So now this is obviously a long shot. I realize that because of the age difference in addition to the weight difference. You're talking about a 22-year age advantage for Conor McGregor, but he wouldn't beat Tyson. If McGregor and Tyson boxed, then and Tyson's not going to go to MMA. That's not going to happen. But you go against Tyson, and if you're the young guy, how demoralizing is that if you end up losing and you're the young, stalwart boxing person? My goodness.